Every time you sleep with someone who is not your wife, these things happen in real life. Number one, poverty. The more you spend money with a woman that you are not spending lifetime with, the woman that you are not actually building a lifetime with, okay? She's not even interested in your life. You spend money for the lodges or hotels. You spend money just for the food, all the finance, all the bills that's actually involved just for a man, just to date or just to sleep around women, okay? All the money that you spend for the cabs, taxes, okay? All the money that you spend for the fuel, all the money that you spend, clothing her, all that scenarios makes you poverty. Instead of that, think wisely, spend money to the right people, spend money to your wives, okay? Each time you sleep around with someone who is not your wife, you become poor because most of those financial things that you're actually spending, you're not actually investing on anything that will be profitable. But those investments are the kind of business which will never actually brings you capital or profit. Okay. The second thing is you create spiritual bondages. Okay. One thing that most men that usually fail to understand is sex is not just sex. Okay. Sex is a spiritual exchange. If that woman that you have slept with has a spirit of lust, you share with her that spirit of lust. If that woman has spirit of stagnation, you still share with her that spirit of stagnation. It will, those kind of spirit will be planted into you. If that woman has a spirit of rejection, you also start carrying that spirit of rejection, and you keep fighting your life, seeing no progress, seeing no movement. That's the most reason the people that will be watching this video, can actually stand with me that most of the guys who have been sleeping around, knacking all these different women's, if they've been doing good in life, they are very few. But most of them, you might actually come to find out that they they were actually been doing very good in life, but suddenly things started actually just falling apart. It's because of these spiritual bondages. Okay, the more you sleep with various women, the more lot of spirit bondages that you will be carrying. So it will actually very wise just to be choosy and also be very selective with women that you sleep with. If you want positive in life, if you want to have a good life, if you want to have a light life, okay, avoid sleeping around women. These women, sex is not just a things of pleasurable, okay? Sex is a spiritual. Those are things were actually meant just for a covenant. Then you sleep with 100 women, so you are telling me that how many covenant are you going to tie yourself into? Okay, in this most situation you might find a lot of these guys, okay, or a lot of these women, more especially if they have these spiritual covenants. You might find by the time they will decide themselves just to get married, they won't even enjoy that thing because they already have something in spiritual, okay, in spirit, which is actually fighting them. So it's very important to avoid these spiritual bondages just to make sure that our life is actually not at stake. Okay, health endangerment. Okay, STD or HIV doesn't get written on the beautiful faces of these women. Okay, there will be no humankind. You find her forehead or his forehead is actually written that STD. I'm carrying STD, or that one is actually carrying an HIV. But those things can actually hinder you. You might actually get yourself trapped sleeping around with these guys, okay, who is not your wife. Okay, you might infect yourself in those diseases, and those diseases you take you to be into too much expense, and then at the end of the day you fail to perform your normal duties, trying to better your life. In short, okay, it's very good just to be strictly and also have standard in life. Karma, sometimes that woman that you are cheating, okay, she'll keep crying, she'll never speak good things about you, and these words, they become altars, more especially if you are the offender. You have been doing a lot of bad things to these women who have been crying all over your back, things will start shifting in the realm of the spirit, and things won't actually be working for you. Lastly, let me also talk about that way you also disconnect yourself from the creators, because most of the times when you keep involving yourself into too much adultery, involving yourself having a lot of soul ties, fornicating, adultering, those things will make you to have hindrance to be participating in a spiritual aim, having a good connection with God, because you have been doing a lot of rubbish things, you have been doing a lot of pathetic things spiritually and physically and mentally as well. So a woman who is not your wife is not something just to be playing around with. Okay, you might invite yourself poverty, you invite yourself a lot of spiritual bondages, you might endanger your health because you're just trying just to feel the pleasure of sex. Okay, sex is not just sex. Live a good life by avoiding sex and doing the right thing, marrying. That's when now you can enjoy sex, because God created sex for the covenant. Okay, if you are reaching this channel, my name is Godwin. Consider subscribing to the channel. Every time when I make such kind of videos, you'll be the first person to know. Subscribe, share your thoughts, and share the video. Stay blessed.